Hi, my name is Jihan Al-Tayyib, and I've always believed that storytelling is the most powerful form of connection we have. It bridges cultures, captures truth, and transforms curiosity into understanding. For me, storytelling started long before I knew the word storytelling, I guess. When I was growing up in Saudi Arabia, I didn't have fancy technology, but I had the night sky. I had the night sky. I used to sit on the rooftop and imagine stories behind the stars. What kind of worlds existed out there? Who lived on them and what they dreamed about? Years later, when I began studying computer science, I realized that storytelling doesn't just happen through words, it happens through technology, in fact. But every line of code, every game, every app tells a story about who we are and what we value. That's why I'm passionate about storytelling because whether I'm teaching a kid how to code or building a game with my team, what I'm really doing is helping people express themselves, helping them tell their story through creation. One of the most powerful stories I've read is City of Thieves by David Benioff. It's set during the siege of Leningrad, so two young men are sent on an impossible mission to find a dozen eggs for a Soviet colonel's daughter's wedding cake. At first, it sounds absurd, but what struck me wasn't the mission itself, it was how human the story felt in the face of chaos. These two characters, surrounded by destruction, never stopped finding humor, empathy, and meaning. That book taught me this that storytelling isn't just about entertainment, it's about preserving humanity, even when everything else falls apart. And I think that's what National Geographic does so beautifully. Through every photograph, every documentary, every article, it reminds us that there's light, resilience, and beauty, even in the hardest places. A time I explored something truly unknown was when I decided to study abroad in South Korea, which I currently am right now. It was my first time living in a new country, navigating a different culture, and learning to adapt, not just academically, but emotionally. Even everything actually was unfamiliar, the language, the environment, even the rhythm of daily life. But instead of retreating, I leaned into the discomfort. I got comfortable being uncomfortable. I spent like afternoons exploring small alleys in Seoul. I even enrolled myself in a course at school for rock climbing where no one speaks English. But I felt connected, through our shared interests, I guess. So that experience changed me. It taught me that exploration isn't always about discovering new lands, or areas, but sometimes it's about discovering new parts of yourself. It's about learning to see the world through someone else's lens. And that to me is exactly what National Geographic stands for: the courage to explore, the humility to listen, and the creativity to share what you find in a way that inspires others to care. Thank you.